Hello gainers, I'm Ralphie and welcome to my channel called Fitter Philosophy, in which I discuss stoic, practical, experience-based stuff, philosophical stuff, which is kind of non-academic, and a lot of it is really from the prolonged observation of the human condition over many, many years. In fact, in my own particular circumstances, over quite a number of decades. And I want to talk about people watching. It's something that children do almost subconsciously and don't really think about it, because children are quite instinctive. But as we get groomed through the schooling system to operate and function in a certain way in communities, within societies, we tend to very easily get wrapped up in our own little world of recreation, education, work, ambition, debt, paying bills, debt, and debt. And a few hobbies, if we have the time. And it's very much the situation that we are encouraged to think of ourselves as consumers, consuming what is offered on the terms, conditions and references that are provided for us by the societies in which we live. It's part of the human condition. It's, in fact, a coping mechanism for many people as they go through life, trying to cope as much as they can in a situation where they don't have a lot of opportunity to cope. I mean, the majority of people, it is not a choice. People have to work for a living, have to earn money, have to pay the bills, and are encouraged to not live basically and frugally, but to be extravagant and comfortable with creating debt and taking on large multi-decade loans for properties, etc. And also just keeping up with the Joneses. And this is where it is useful as we get older to practice people watching, because when we go out into the street, when we're in the supermarket, when we're in museums, for example, or shopping centres, a place where modern humans tend to hang about, we tend to be that busy inside ourselves, focusing on our personal consumption and also the merry-go-round of our own thoughts, that we don't actually stop, sit down or stand in a corner somewhere slightly aside and start to observe the people around us. And the more you practice this, the more accurate and the better that you get at it. And the result is that we start to see those around us in our own community living similar but different lives. Excuse me a second, we've got a visitor here. Hello, little Tootie. Okay, here we go. Here you come up. There we are. Here he is. This little Fluffy. Here we go. He likes his daddy, don't you? Now I'm recording, so do you mind if I just get on with my recording here, fella? Can I do that? You smelling fresh? Smelling fresh. That's what I like. Cats. This one owns me. Well, sort of. I think we've got a kind of we've found a middle distance here where we're mutually supportive. Isn't that right, Fluffy? Right, okay, we'll take that as a yes, sort of. So we're busy people watching. And the more we start to observe other people's lives, the good, the bad, the indifferent, the more we actually start to see mirrors on our own lives. And this is one of the tough things, is to actually be honest with ourselves over time. Excuse me, you want to go away now? You had enough? Oh. There you go, off you go. Cat's hairs. Right, leave the mice alone. for a while. The more we observe others, the more we start to use them as a mirror, reflecting on our lives. And you will find that the more optimistic and positive people are, the more outward looking, and they can be extroverts, introverts, it doesn't matter, the more they get more out of life. And one of the consequences is the more honest with themselves and have a greater ability to challenge themselves. Whereas more pessimistic, introvert, negative people who can be quite gregarious, quite outgoing, but still introvert and still, you can get extrovert and negative people, definitely. You look at their lives and you see the negativity wherever they go, wherever they are, whoever they're talking to, whether in company or on their own, it's still with them. And one of the ironies is that with modern technology, one of the constant companions that we all have is a mobile device. And if we look at our mobile device and ask ourselves, is this giving me positive messages or is this giving me negative feedback? Because if you can be critical about it, you'll notice the friends you have in Facebook, the posts and the links that you follow on Instagram, the videos you watch on YouTube. It all adds up to paint an accurate picture of you. And if you're honest with yourself, there's an awful lot you can learn from that constant companion in the modern world that is technology. And the more we observe others, the more we start to observe ourselves, and we get things into context. And when we do that, we start to exercise more control over our own lives. And this is why I recommend that you go people watching. It's never a waste of time. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. The cat's just reminded me to let you know that you have to leave a comment, and we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.